Get ready for user interface madness. Nick Hunter is going to explode the user interface and user experience of the FileMaker platform. Do a deep dive on user interface and customer management. Tabs, slide controls, accordion objects, Your tour guide, Nick Hunter, will guide you through everything you need to know to be an awesome FileMaker user interface developer. So buckle up, hang on tight, because things are about to get crazy.
That's one of the more fun openers we've done. That's pretty cool. Welcome, everyone. Welcome for an awesome FileMaker exciting day. I'm Richard Carlton, creator of FMTraining.tv, where we create great FileMaker training. And so today is going to be the kind of day two. We have the day one recordings going to be posted shortly here. There's a little bit of delay on that. So real quick, a little bit of upcoming information here. So if you go to FMTraining.tv, these are the people, that's us. We're putting together the broadcast. We do it every day. Every day is like another DevCon presentation. In fact, you're going to see the stuff today, and I'm going to have people complaining, where's the sample file, okay? We're literally building the sample file for you in real time. And as you can see down here, the next 6 days are all Nick, and he's doing this every day, about an hour, 5 minutes every day, maybe a little bit less than an hour, every day for 10 days. So today is day two. Yesterday was kind of an overview, day one. There weren't too many explosions, but the whole idea was that this is kind of like a little short class or a course, and your professor and monster truck driver Nick Hunter had to frame the conversation. So that was the first day. Today is day two. We're starting to get the samples. Nick was hitting his stride last night about 10, 11 o'clock, building some new interface stuff, and starting point, blown away. I was like, wow, this is really amazing. So you're going to start to see that today. And then obviously if you have questions, post your questions. Twitch, YouTube, Discord, post your question, let us know. If you want to help support the channel, we greatly appreciate all the people who do that. If you don't support the channel, we can't do this. This is not cheap. It's not free. People are like, I have people come to me like, hey, I can do that as good as you can. Okay, you do one fresh DevCon presentation every day and make it entertaining so people don't fall asleep. Very few people can do that. And then also have relevant content and then get it out there in front of everyone. It ain't easy. It's harder than even I thought. So anyway, we have to have a great team, and we have a great team here. I'm so proud of my team. Nick is one of the people. We got Miles and David and Jeremy and a bunch of people here who help edit and put all this stuff together. David Castillo, another ace hitter that we have, really awesome guy. So if you want to help support the channel, you go to FMTraining.tv. Of course, you can see the live tab right here. You can press the bundle tab right here, and you can purchase our bundle training. It's our on-demand videos. So while today we're talking about user interface and user experience, maybe you have questions about relationships or scripting or triggers or something like that, then you would want to go and purchase that training there. It's pretty inexpensive, and that way you could dial in and see the training you want to see. So, Nick, are you ready to pick up day two? Day two. Are you prepared? Are you prepared? Because normally, just so everyone knows, Nick normally sleeps right now most days. He's just barely waking up. He does all his work, because it's like 1 o'clock our time, just right after lunch. But Nick normally does all his greatest work around midnight, which is, plus 7 or 8 hours from now, right, Nick?
Yeah. So, yeah, yesterday until 2 a.m. I was still working. So here, thank you, everybody, to join us. Always appreciate to see all the great comments, to receive the great comments and encouragement and stuff like this is very cool. So I want to explain what we're going to do now. Okay, so yesterday we laid down we did a little bit of history of design and blah, blah, blah. Okay, so now we are going to do something. We are going to take FM starting point, the way we left it 2 years ago. Okay? And we are going to rebuild it. I'm not talking about rebuild the file. I'm talking about rebuild the UI. And that is interesting because I want to tell the people that it is possible to do like this on a very old solution without rebuilding everything under the hood. Okay, I mean, unless it's very dirty under the hood, but most of the time we can do the stuff with minimal of effort there. So that's the first thing. So we're going to take FM starting point, and we are going to make it even better. And we are going to bring to FM starting point the latest kind of design guidelines, principle, and all the new things that are going there. The best designer in the world are doing now. Okay, so we are going to bring the FM starting point a little bit to the future. Okay, so to do so, I had to reinvent a complete new design. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm doing for months now. I'm preparing this for months. It's not just like a snap like this. So I'm going to create and build a complete new GUI, because that's the terminology, graphical user interface, GUI. I'm going to build a new one, and I'm going to do that in front of you. Okay. And so let's start now. Less talking and more action.
Less talking and more action. Hoorah!
Yeah, let's go. The rules, there's no rules. Okay, so actually that's true. The rules is there's no rules. I mean, until what you do is great, there's no rule in greatness. There's rules when it comes to ugly things. So something you need to know before we start. What I'm showing here, what I'm going to do now, is not the absolute rule that you must follow. Okay, we are not in a dictatorship here. We are in democracy.
We are a dictatorship. I am Richard, the dictator, and if you're, I'm gonna start cracking the whip.
Yeah.
If you're bad.
I'm the Nick Hunter, the opponent and the agitator. So
hey, if this is Russia, I just poison your ass, right?
Yeah. So now we are the kingdom of freedom here, but it's not because you're free that there's no rules. There's still rules. There's still guidelines, right? Laws that you must follow, even though you're free, right? So so what I'm showing right now, what I'm going to show you for the next 10 days, it's inspirational. It's to inspire you. It's to try to get your brain to think about things. And if I give you the rule of the game, you'll be able to play better. Okay? So this is what I'm going to do here. What I'm going to show is not the absolute end. It is an inspiration, a starting point, Okay. So let's take starting point, and we are going to rebuild the layouts, and we are going to address the issues, and we are going to create workflows, and we are going to address some situation, how to address particular situation, and how to resolve problems and make things simpler. Okay, we are going to take this and rebuild. So here, what we are going to do, we are going to duplicate this layout here. Okay, first thing. So I'm going here, I'm coming here, and I'm going to duplicate this layout. Okay, and I'm going to name it new. Okay, and I'm going to remove I did already. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to go to that new. Am I in the new? I am in the new. Where's the new? So I'm in the new. Okay, and we are not going to take care of this for now. So I'm going to destroy this. Okay, and we are going to take care of this. Okay, we are going to take care of those things. First thing we need to address here is the discoverability. Okay, discoverability. So this is what we need to address. Readability. We need to address what's the name? The learning curve. So all those things are thing you need to take in your mind. Say, okay, how people are going to discover things, how people will be reading the things, and how people are going to learn how to use that layout without my help, pretty much, right? You want somebody, you want to hire, you want your customer to hire a staff, put them in front of the screen and say, okay, this is it, man. You deal with it, okay? So and you want your employee to be productive. So this is what we are going to do. First thing, okay, what's wrong here? What's wrong with this layout here?
Hey, by the way, this was starting point. I thought it was fantastic. So why are you chopping out a starting point? Because we're going to improve the discoverability and the readability.
We are going to improve so many things you can't even imagine how.
Wow, really? Okay.
Yeah.
I'm feeling inadequate. So okay. So all right. That's fine. That's fine. I'm just telling you. I just
the thing we did. No, I mean, I'm not saying this is bad. I'm saying this is what you get. People need to understand that FM Starting Point is a free product, and as you mentioned yesterday, the value of this product, if you guys want to rebuild FM Starting Point from scratch, is $150,000 investment
minimum.
Okay,
yeah,
so
minimum. Yeah.
So we did what we could do because we have constraints. Okay. Now I am assuming that I have no constraints. Okay. So that's why I'm going to do things. But you will see that what I'm going to do, I'm going to simplify everything. Everything will be so simpler, much simpler. Okay. Because I'm going to remove things. I'm going to chop off plenty of stuff, but I'm not going to remove anything about data and anything about functionality. How that can be and actually I am going to add a lot of discoverability. And you will see. First here we have our so what we can do here. What we see here. We need to chop out what is not necessary. First of all, we are going to take those out because we are going to deal with this later in another way. We are going to deal with this later. Now we are going to look at this. Okay, do we need all that real estate for that two buttons where, do we need that? No, let's remove this. We don't need that anymore. And because I'm going to show you why we don't need that anymore. And this was great back in 1972, but we don't need that anymore. It's not very necessary. Okay, so I'm going to chop this out. So now, do I want to keep that header for only those two buttons here? I don't think so. We are going to deal with this later in a different way. So that means this, bye-bye, sayonara, thank you, no more. So then you have here a problem here. And the problem here is that something is unbalanced. Completely unbalanced. So now it's time for you to understand on something, to understand about colors, about coloring, color patterns. Okay, you have two things. You have two predominant colors. Okay, you have multiple level of grays. You have white, light gray, dark gray, and dark gray. You have 3 levels. Okay, so but there's one that is crushing. We call that crushing the design. One is crushing the design way too much, and this is the what's the name? This is the top navigation here. This is crushing too much. So what we are going to do, we are going to uncrush this, and we are going to put a new color, and we are going to put that color, which is not white, okay? And which is white. Sorry, it's white. Yeah. Oh, sorry. This is white. Okay. So we are going to put that white, the background. Okay, so we're going to eliminate the crushing by, instead of doing something that it's increasing, we are decreasing the importance of this. Okay. So, and then you see, okay, there's a problem with this now. Okay. So we are going to get rid of this also. Okay. We are going to get rid of this, and we are going to get rid of this. And in the same time, I'm going to increase a little bit the height of the top navigation, which is done already. It's okay. And I am going to replace that by a new set of objects, okay, which is this, BIM. So now we have something much lighter, okay, and we can see the results. So we still have the home, and we still have the navigation bar, which is now centered in the middle of the screen, and it's no longer crushing the design. So now we have this. So you can see it's much lighter. It's still doing the job, but it's much, much, much lighter, and it's much, much, what's the name, more discoverable, okay? So what I'm going to, as I said, this is not the absolute. If you want the background black and you want the thing blue, and so, you can do whatever you want, but there's rules, and I'm going to start here with I'm going to explain the rules as we advance, okay? But let me finish this first, okay? Here it's missing kind of first, so we want a clear separation between this zone here and this zone here. So here what we do, we put a line on the bottom of this, on the bottom of the part here, and the line is DA, 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 DA. This is a value of the gray we use for borders. DA, DA, DA. This is a value, the hexadecimal color value for the border lines. This line's here, this line here. So now we have a border. So now, we have something that look like something more, more light, more, it's not crushing the visual. Because the importance here is not this. This is not important. This is not what I focus on when I am working on the file. My eyes are not constantly looking if accounts is there. You need that only for a fraction of a second when you want to navigate. After that, you want to forget about this one, and you don't want this to be like a slap in your face each time you look at the screen. This is not the most important stuff on the screen. It needs to be very subtle, very light. Okay. Then there's another problem here, and there's a big problem, a big problem. This, okay, you know what master details here? We know that I did a course on this. Okay. But this is like, oh my God, this is like the COVID-19 lockdown. It's like, we are all confined inside the home, and we are going to kill each other because we don't have enough room. You want room, you want space. Give me space, give me air. I want breath. I want to breathe. This is too confined. So let's do what needs to be done. First of all, I need to change the color of this. This is way too crushy again. It crushed too much. It's too dark. So we are going to lighten up a little bit this. Okay. In the same time that we are going to lighten up this, I am going to increase the height of one row on the row. So to do this, I'm going to put 9 rows instead of 11, and I'm going to change the height of this to 612. Okay? So now you can see I have more room here. So that good. And this is what I get. Okay. You say, okay, now we better. We better. Okay. It's It looks better. So I'm not saying it's done. Okay, I'm not done yet. Okay. So we have much more room now. You see the separation, separate, 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 separate. We have room. We have I'm breathing. I'm breathing. Now, here we have a problem here. I want to increase the number of information that I get out of this. It's not enough. Yes, it's inactive, but I want I want more than this, and I want the account ID, right? I want the city, I want the state, and I want the category of accounts. I want the name of the account, and I want the phone number. Can you imagine? I want the status. I want the account number. I want the category, the city, the state, the name, and their phone number. How that could be possible in that small area? Okay, first of all, what we do, let's delete this. Bah. And let's do this. So I have, while you were sleeping and at 2 a.m. in the morning, I was thinking about how to do that. And I build a field that does what I want to do. So here, how you address this problem, okay? Remember, I want the name, of status, the category, blah, 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 blah. I want all of those things, okay? Here we go. I have them. Oh, that's nice. I have the account number. It's a company. It's in Portobello, in what MT? Montana, okay? So see, I have all my information, and I understand that what ARMSKYPA, I know what that means, because it is on the pop culture, a name of a city with parentheses and the two letter of the state. We know what that is, right? I don't need to tell you that, do I need a label that says state, city, and category? No, because visually you're going to make the connection on your own. You know that manufacturer, you see manufacturer here, you click here, it's manufacturer, you see, and if you click here, you see company. You understand this is the category. Don't get your user for stupid people. They are going to understand, but you need to give them the rule of the game, okay? So now this is a name, and this is obviously this is the phone number. This is not the recipe of grandma shepherd pie. This is a phone number, okay? I don't need a label for that, okay? So now you see, I addressed the problem of all those information in one row like this. So now why I can play with this. Why can I do this? Okay, it's because I am controlling that information. The account number won't get bigger than this unless you have billions of records. Okay. I'm controlling this company, organization. I'm controlling this. I am in control of those information. So it won't be bigger than manufacturer. That will be the biggest. The city, yeah, okay. Maybe you will have a big name of the city. More likely, you don't have a big name, right? And obviously, the state is controllable because it's always 2 letters. So I'm controlling this, so I don't have to worry too much. And if 1 or 2, I'm chopping this a little bit, too bad, okay? Too bad, So now is something missing here. Something is missing is the status. But as you notice here, I want, okay, the status. We have a status here, where we have a status here. Okay, see this one? Oh, I have a red status here. And here the problem with here is the problem with the status showing on the data, okay? Showing here. I don't need the red information now. It's too late because I am already on the file, on the record. I don't need that here. It's too late. I need it before. So here, while you were sleeping, I did something like this. So you put that here, okay? And now, here what we have. Oh, yeah, now you're talking.
Uh-oh.
Now you're talking because...
All right, this is like, suddenly, Nick, I'm feeling more better about what you're doing.
You what?
Suddenly, I'm feeling better about what you're doing, right? It looks pretty.
Okay.
I want it to look pretty. So, yes.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it didn't come, it didn't come like, you know, on its own. Like, I'm using this technique here for a long period of time simply because it works like a charm. Because it does exactly, you know, oh, active. You don't even need to read, and you need the information before you land inside the file, the record.
Okay, pause. I want to encourage people to ask a question, right? People ask questions. Definitely write your questions up. Let us know. Jake Sheely says, does the sideways text work with iOS? I seem to remember something buggy about iOS and iPhone and iPad with the sideways text. So is this iOS compatible?
Oh yeah, of course. Everything I'm doing here, it's iOS compatible and WebDirect compatible.
All right. Now, Ed says, I love this. He needs this.
You'll have it. So how? First of all, okay, it's very simple how you do this, right? So you know, you can rotate, right? So you can, we have the rotates here, arrange. You can rotate, dim.
Okay, we have another comment from Andrea. Just a curiosity, wouldn't the color be enough in this case? And this kind of gets back to yesterday, Nick, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. But you know, since I have, I have the space. Why,
Okay, so in all honesty, Nick could present this material. I'm going to make you slightly smaller so people can see me. Hello. So I'm slouching back watching the video, but in all honesty, Nick could present this material 5 times or 6 times, and he would present it half the time with the text and half the time without the text. So it's the artist part of him. Andrea, you caught that pretty good, right? So based on the training, we have been, what was yesterday? We've been educated, right? We've been educated. We know green is good, gray is kind of whatever. Red might be a problem, right? So, yeah.
Gray, and not only gray, but it's italic. Inactive is italic.
Okay.
And if I want to do the thing the Nick Hunter, I should take this gray and italic too. But okay, I don't.
That's fine. That's fine. You can go back. You're full screen. I just want to point out that Andre pointed out a good point, right? As we start to train people, like if these people see this is kind of like a less obvious item, but what is that? Without everyone who people really know this, someone who hasn't seen this before, do you know what this is? What does that look like to you? If we zoom in on, Nick, zoom your screen a little bit. We were talking about this yesterday quite a bit. So what the hell is that, right? So we know what X is. That's like close it. That's like the web. That's like email. We have a plus button. That's add records. It's clean. Yeah, it's some sort of like broom sweepy clean thing, right? So it doesn't have to say strip the style and text out of there. And so it gets to a point where maybe the color's all you need, right? So I'm just pointing out, Nick, that we actually listened yesterday, despite what you might think. We actually listened to what you said.
I know you listen. I know because people told me that. People said, okay, you know what? I never heard. Somebody said, I don't remember who said that. Oh, my friend or whatever, my brother-in-law, whatever, he's a designer and stuff like that, and he never explained that to us because supposedly we're too stupid to understand. And I'm not counting on this. I'm not saying I don't think people are stupid. I'm saying people are eager to know and are willing to learn. And if you don't tell them BS, they are listening to you. Okay, so but as we look, our motto at RCC is we are eating our own dog food. You know,
we are dog food.
You know, you will say, Nick, okay, you are okay. We have an expression in France. I'm not going to use this, but you're looking for trouble. But the devil is in the details. Okay, so let's say I want a separator on my, I want a gray separator here. And I go to the portal and I put the separator built in the portal. Okay, here's the problem. Here's the problem with this. I told that to Claris / FileMaker / Claris people, and they never listen. That's a problem here. So what the problem is, look, it's empty. I still have separations. So that means, oh, is there a record here? Is that a record? You don't know because you have still separation, even though there's no records. Okay, if you do this, for example, new, you have a separation here and here. You don't know what's going on here. It's very, very annoying. So I'm not doing this because you confuse people doing this. Don't believe me, you confuse people. And so what I'm doing here, I'm doing my own, So how let's say I want to adapt this to my portal. I select the line, and then I shift select the portal. And then I'm saying, I align the line to the right, to the left. I resize the line to the largest width of the portal. And then I'm putting this here. And
oh my God! You just did you just fix Claris's problem?
Yeah.
So we're gonna do another commercial for Nick, but it's gonna take some more work. It's the MacGyver commercial when Nick's like taking bubble gum and toothpaste and a paper clip, and he's defusing a nuclear bomb, right? So yes, so with FileMaker.
So now, if you do this, you see something empty, and if you say new record, you have a separation only on where you have a record.
Damn.
Which increase the discoverability. That means, oh, that only the record you have. Here I have none. Here I have all. Okay, so you increase the discoverability. So now you can see that we quite improve our. There's a problem here. There's a 1 pixel off here. Okay, so we improved dramatically. Yeah, arrive a time where you can see a pixel off with your eye. You have a sharp eye and you can see the pixel off. So now if we compare with the one we had before, which was a good one, but here you can tell we improved things.
Okay.
And we add things. We added the state and the city and the company and the category that we didn't. We have the category, but we added the account number, the city, and the state, and we added also. Now we have the status of conditional formatting.
Okay.
That we
I have a question.
before.
I have a question. You have to quit talking. You have to take a breath. Take a breath. All right. So David Angel said, "How?" I'm going to put some like English in this because he really butchered the English here. But how did Nick get the yellow color when creating get parenthesis mode close parenthesis? It's a question that's like 2 up on Discord, Nick. I don't know if you can see that. How Nick get the yellow color when creating get mode?
Oh, when he means when I did this.
Yeah, except that it's yeah, but it's right? I mean, that's the question. But how did he get the other cover? Yeah, that's his
But
question.
it's
How
a
did you do that?
conditional. When I put new here, if I put active is green, but if I put new, that I can get this status only when I create one. After that, if I change, I cannot put new anymore because it's not new anymore. It's here is to say, okay, hey, you need to put something here. You know, this is what's
All right,
new
so
here.
back up the colors. How are the colors being generated? Is that a container?
Oh,
What is
this
that?
is pure and simple conditional formatting, and I
Okay.
even copy paste what you have, conditional
Okay.
formatting.
There you go. Okay, so Kyle used his inner senior engineer. He channeled that. Good. So Kyle gets a point for reading your mind. Good one, Kyle. Yeah, conditional formatting is great. You can overdo it on a layout, but it's pretty useful for stuff like this. So.
Yeah. So it's now something is missing here. It's great. It's cool. It's whatever you want, but something is missing. And what is missing is this. I want. Okay, you can see it because it's gray on gray, but I want.
We have one more question here.
I want this to be here.
Okay, hang on 1 second before you do that. This is Figure Disfondo, who has been around quite a bit. I forget his easier name, but he actually had COVID, was in the hospital, got out. He's back with us, so welcome back. He's on YouTube. And he goes, I'm going to read what he said. Actually, I'll copy and paste it here too for you so you guys can see what he said. But he says, it may be trivial, but what I do in this case is using a, quote, visible if conditional, I guess KP is true. So that's the programmatic object visibility, right? POV. Is that what he's talking about? Visible
I'm
if.
using this too. I'm using here the hidden state. We call that hidden state.
Yeah. Hide object win, right? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I'm using this for here. I'm using the hidden state, not the conditional formatting.
Yeah.
So now you can see here, I want this icon to be, let me zoom in. I want this, because this is important. I want this icon here to be like this. But if I'm doing this, if I'm doing this, the icon now is off, is no longer in the portal because I moved out. See, this out. It get out. So how I'm doing, let's say I'm putting I have the border here on the portal itself. The portal, I put the separation here. And now I'm putting this. But I don't want that to go off. I don't want that to go off what's the name there?
Well, you could crop the image tighter. Is that an image?
No, you can't. You can't because this is not an image. This is an icon. This is a button with this is a glyph. And this is a maximum the icon can go. See, I have 0 here and I am on the right alignment. It cannot go there. So you go there and you start pushing. 204. 204, sorry. It's not enough. So I guess 210 maybe. A little bit more. 211. If you use the coordinate to push something, it doesn't get out. If you move it with the mouse, bam, it's out. But if you put inside, let me see if it's centered. Yeah. If you put inside and then you use the coordinate here, bam, it's the in. But here we have a problem because this is what it's going to do when it's hold on. Why is not showing? Okay. So here what it's going to do. And this is the problem. The border, the border is still, hold on. The border here, see? The border is still separating. I don't want the border here. From here to, I want this icon to go on top of the border.
All right, you got to be Nick. I mean,
Yeah.
this is the difference between an artist. I would look at this and go, "Hey, that's really great."
No,
Nick is worried literally about 20 pixels by
yeah,
1
but
pixel.
yeah, but you know
I'm just saying it's the difference between you and me. I would be like,
yeah,
shit, that's good enough.
this doesn't work.
P-Brain Pete says he's with you. He wants it to be perfect.
Exactly, perfect or go away. Okay, get out of here, right? So that doesn't work. It doesn't look great. I'm sorry, it doesn't. It looks okay. It looks FileMaker of 1995, right? So I don't want that. I don't want that. Okay, I can't sleep at night with something like this. Okay, so I remove the border from the border, and you say, okay, problem solved. Yes, but I don't have border anymore here, and I want my border. I want both. Okay, so I take the pole. I go in the border row, and I set a primary. I put the border on the primary. That means now I get, let me see if 11 is not enough yet. I was sure. Now I have the best of both worlds. Now it's perfect. Now it works.
Okay.
Right? Okay. It took me a week to figure out this. Huh?
Okay, so I got 2 things to handle, so let me cover these 2 things. So Nick, get a drink, and I'll get back to you 1 second. And then so on this topic, Kyle Williams had a very relevant suggestion here. He says remember these these are SVG icons here. So I'm gonna switch you so I can wave my hands a little bit here because I always feel better when I can wave my hands. So all these icons that you see in FileMaker that are built in are SVG, which means they're vector-based artwork, which means it's not like a picture, it's not a bitmap where there's little pixels. It's vector artwork, it's mathematics, it's not a real image. And so because of that, you can monkey around with it, CSS on it. And so what he says in his conversation, there's a little screenshot here, he says, the SVG for the icon, you could edit or remove the padding by adjusting the view box values, which means you have to adjust the icon, the code of the icon outside of FileMaker, then re-import the icon back into FileMaker.
Yeah, I understand
No.
that.
It's different than Nick's technique. Nick. It's not about you. It's just,
but I'm pushing this a little bit off about them. That's I don't need a HTML editor and modify the code of FileMaker.
All right, stop. Just relax. He's an artist. I'm interfering with the artist. Just mute. I'm gonna have to mute you if you don't keep it up. Hush. Shh. So that was that question. It was actually reasonable. I could see some people solving it that way. It's not the artistic way because Kyle does it the other way.
Yeah. But here,
the mute. Okay. I'm not done. And then there was a question up here. Someone asked about performance of conditional formatting. So we're not spending a ton of time about conditional formatting, but it's really important because I'm reshooting these videos. Literally, I reviewed one today. And the videos that we're reshooting had nothing to do really with Nick. But with the FileMaker platform, the way it's being modified and optimized by Claris, there are 2 concerns that you have. You have the concern of downloading the data, and conditional formatting really has very little bandwidth constraints. The code for it's very efficient. It comes down pretty quickly. The problem with conditional formatting, if you get a bunch of it, or you have a bunch of it on a list view where it has to render not one record, but either a bunch of objects on a layout, either it's a list view or just a bunch of objects, and Nick has some strategies about this. But the point is that we call it the churn. It's something new in the FileMaker community. It's a terminology that I've put into the book. It's in the new videos. You guys haven't seen this yet, but there's two performance concerns. One is the data coming down or going back. But then people get the data down, it's local, but then they still say it's slow because FileMaker is churning really hard, processing the data that's saved on their drive, on their memory, or whatever the hard drive for their computer. So 2 issues. So
this has absolutely no impact in performance. If you start having this saying that, and you say pattern counts are, pattern count the list of this, so you go at the other side of the planet and you say this. If you start this, it will be slow to death. That's it.
All right. So I tried, but there you go. So so that's it for me. Nick, you can resume.
Okay. So somebody, I don't remember who said or repeat the last step. So the last step was if you put the border if you put the right border on on the portal, the border will cover the content of the row. If you put the border on the row itself, okay, it will put the border underneath object inside. So on the portal itself, the border is on top of the objects that you have inside. If you put on the portal on the portal row on the row, it will be underneath. That's why this one is covering now the border. Okay, so so anyway, now we have a pretty good, nice list, and so here, sometimes I'm saying that I'm saying that a lot. It's okay. We are here in accounts. This is the account list. Then we have account ID, account name, account category, account status, account phone, account. I say, okay, you know what? I think. I'm not sure. I think we are in accounts. I think, because I think you are an alien and you try to communicate with me, okay? That account is important in your life, okay? So this is way, 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 way too much. Okay, we don't need account. We don't need that. It's unnecessary, and it's confusing people. Saying, okay, why could I have another list than account, right? So we can get rid of this, completely, and instead let's put something useful. Remember, remove what is not necessary. Okay, this is not necessary. Would it make, okay, the question is, would it make the solution unusable because you don't have the account list title? No. But guess what? It will make the solution unusable if I can search, if I can create, and if I can see where I am. Because guess what? There is no way that I'm going to keep that on. This here, get out of here. It's not our something I'm going to keep. So I want you, for now, to look how slick and comfortable this is, right? As we mentioned yesterday, this here actually is not going to launch, is not going to flush the toilet if I click on it. It's going to create something, okay? Obviously, I am in account is kind of clear. Okay, sorry. It's kind of clear that I am in account. So I have 99.99% of probability that this button here will create an account, okay? So, and here I reproduce pretty much this, right? This stuff here. So, and this is very simple. Actually, you can copy paste. You will be able to copy paste this without doing anything. See, it's universal. It will work anywhere. It will work anywhere where you copy paste it. Okay. So and in any table, any file, anything. So I have 1 on 100. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. If I have less, see, he said, okay, I have 7 of 90 found 100 total. So I'm reproducing this, and actually I could even say sorted, unsorted. Remember with my choose function yesterday, I could be said, oh, sorted, not sorted, etc. I could do this 100%. Okay, so I don't need this. Bye bye, sayonara. I don't want it. So, and we are going to show. I'm going to show you in the future, as we advance on building this. I'm going to show you how to replace that bar here and to make it completely irrelevant. Okay. So actually, FileMaker had a huge conversation back in the day to simply remove that bar and make it an object that you can put on the layout. But that's another story. because this is a problem. This is a huge problem for FileMaker, but they want to keep that for. They have a compatibility problem and stuff like that. So anyway, forget about it. So now I have a pretty nice. I have my search box and I have my plus button, and I mean, we did quite some improvement here. So now I have 3 minutes of, let's say, maybe 8 minutes if we can send 5 minutes over.
Yeah, the sooner the better we can wrap it, because I have to hit the road. So just keep that in mind.
Yeah, but I want to tease a little bit. I want to get rid of this now. We need to take care of this. This is way too complicated. There's way too much to read here for absolutely no reason. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag, a square here, a round square. I'm going to do this, right? And remember yesterday I told you that we are going to put that here, and we are going to put object inside this, and we are going to, let me do this because I built the object. So, and we are going to put this inside this block here. Okay. So you can see now we have those here are now deal with. So those here I can just I'm going to take care of the sweep button later. So all of this get out, this and this. You will see, what about my account number is there? The account number is there. Yeah, but Nick, I want to search my account. Yeah, I know. You don't need to see it on the screen because it is not something you can edit. So it doesn't have to be on the screen. And for searching, you will see that we're going to address searching in the future. I think maybe Thursday we are going to address the searching. Okay. So now you say, okay, oh, this is great. This is great. This is great looking, great, name and company. Very cool, right? But what about the status? Because status is important. Status there. I said, yeah, status, no more status here. And this is my new status. Okay? So this is my new status. So now this is how it looks. Active, inactive, disregards. Okay? So I have my status here. No problem. And it looks great. You know what to do with this, right? There's no problem here. So now, remember yesterday, I told you that we are going in to the neumorphism. Remember neumorphism? Okay, so this is a little bit of neumorphism. Okay, so what I've done here, I added a little bit of depth, with the shadow around my block. This is a block, right? Name, type, active, inactive, disregard. This is the replacement. This is the replacement of this guy here that we had before. This block here has been replaced by this. So you have now quite a before-after vision of things, okay? And you can see we have kind of a sense of lightness here, okay? It's lighter. It's no longer complicated. This is bam, 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 bam. The boom, 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 boom. Like here, okay, now you know. Oh, I have a bug here. So here I have the account, the type, the status, everything fine. Okay. So tomorrow we are going to continue, and so you know about my accordion style here. See, You know this accordion? Tomorrow I'm going to show you my brand new super accordion. Okay? So,
and we do have a couple questions here. So I need to go back to the one from YouTube, and this is Figure Desfindo. Does manually setting the coordinates right in the position tab keep an item within the parent container? Also, if used with pop-up buttons? ?
I don't understand the question.
It was back when you were changing, I think, the numbers with the arrow. Remember the little arrow, you were playing with this a little bit, and you were moving the numbers around. Does it keep it within the? He's asking if you change the coordinates in the position tab on the inspector, right over there. Does manually setting the coordinates keep an item within the parent container? I don't think. I guess it kind of. That's what you were implying. I missed it. It was a subtle thing you did. Kyle says manually adjusting the position of an object can cause the object to exit or enter a popover button. But remember, you changed the numbers, Nick, over here, and it kind of.
Yes.
But then you kind of did it in such a way that it wouldn't really exit. It kind of slid off, but it didn't really exit, right?
Yeah, you change with the. Let's say you do that. If you do that manually, bam, is out.
It's out. So this is what he's asking. So if you do it, but if you keep putting it in with your mouse manually, and now you
use coordinate. You place the left on 211 with the coordinate here. Is inside.
So it's still inside. So the answer is yes, it does on a portal. Does it do it anywhere else, Nick, or is it just on the portal?
It does that on every self-contained object, which is popover.
Yep.
Okay, and slide control.
Yep. Okay. Popovers and slide controls. That's also how he hacks the. He hacks the round image of people's faces and stuff, which is a total hack.
Exactly.
Same thing.
The same technique here for that. Look, I love this technique here because it's very simple, and I'm using that a lot, by the way. So if you do this and you say 400 is inside is inside the portal.
Yep.
All
right.
It's still in the portal, right?
Yep. So if you have questions, make sure that if you have questions, send them to the support RC Consulting. We'll make sure we pick them up tomorrow. So today completes day two complete. The sample file that we're working on here, Nick kind of was working at midnight on this. I don't know, Oregon Dean was talking about, I think he said, where's this stuff coming from? Nick has got a bunch of stuff off the side of the screen he pre-built. He was showing me screenshots last night. It's pretty damn amazing stuff. So I think everyone's going to be thrilled with what you see. We're not going to release a sample file every day because there's going to be 10 sample files. He's actually kind of building as he goes. So he builds a little bit in advance. So it's kind of like the cooking channel or the cooking show where they say, well, we're going to build the stuff, we're going to put it in the oven. Now, if we want to wait 45 minutes, it'll come out. But that's where it's already pre-baked, right? So one goes in the oven, and then they pull one out that they just finished right before they went live on TV, and they show you what it looks like if you fast forward in time. That's kind of what Nick's doing that a little bit. So pretty awesome stuff. Thanks, Nick. Cool. All right. Well, I appreciate everyone. And then we'll pick it up tomorrow, Nick. Yep.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you.
All right, everyone. Thanks. See ya.
Bye-bye.
Guys just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap, stands in, throws it left for Amendola, reaches up and snacks a high throw and lands inside the 10, rolling to the 9. Finds Ledley behind him. Again, he makes the grab.